Part 1. My wife started taking Ubers too often, and now I know why. Hey Reddit, throwaway account here because I never thought I'd be that guy posting something like this. But here I am, staring at the pieces of my marriage, trying to figure out when exactly everything started falling apart. I 35-years-old men have been married to Natalie 32-years-old wife for 6 years. No kids, by mutual choice, we wanted to focus on our careers and travel. Life was comfortable, maybe too comfortable. Natalie works in marketing and goes into the office 3 to 4 days a week. I work remotely as a software engineer. About a year ago, she started using Uber more frequently, said she was tired of driving in traffic, and that parking was a nightmare downtown. Fair enough. She started raving about one driver in particular, Samir. He's just really nice, she'd say. Drives safe, good music, doesn't talk too much, whatever. I didn't think much of it. At first, I'd joke about her Uber boyfriend. She'd roll her eyes and say, "You're so paranoid. Don't be weird." The first red flag. Then I noticed she started dressing nicer for work. Heels, lipstick, new perfume. When I asked about it, she said, "I just want to feel good about myself again." Don't you want your wife to look hot? Again, seemed harmless, maybe even healthy, but then she started coming home later. Late meetings, after hours brainstorming, team drinks. I wanted to trust her. I really did. A few times I offered to pick her up, and she'd say, "Don't bother, it's out of your way." When I asked why she didn't just drive herself again, she snapped, "Why are you always questioning me? Can I not make my own decisions anymore?" That moment stuck with me. Something in her tone felt off, defensive, almost angry that I even cared. Am I overthinking this? I started wondering. Am I being controlling? Suspicious for no reason? I even brought it up in therapy. Yeah, I've been going since 2020. My therapist said, pay attention to patterns, not paranoia. So I did, and slowly, those patterns started forming. She'd text less during the day. She'd come home smelling like cologne sometimes. She stopped wanting to be intimate. And always had a reason. Where I'm at now, at this point, I don't have proof. Just a gut feeling that something's seriously wrong. I've started checking bank statements. Nothing obvious, just a lot of Uber rides. I can't see the trip details, which sucks. I'm considering following her one day. I feel crazy even writing that. But something deep down in me knows, something's happening. I'm not looking for validation here. Just needed to write this out loud. Maybe to hold myself accountable. Maybe to get clarity. Part 2. My wife's Uber rides were more than just rides. Hey Reddit, back again, and, yeah, buckle up, because I followed my gut, and it took me straight into a nightmare. After my last post, I couldn't shake the feeling that something wasn't right. Natalie was acting colder, distant, irritated by literally everything I said. Like my very presence annoyed her. She started sleeping with her phone under her pillow. Took it into the bathroom. Screened down on every surface. That wasn't normal for her. So I did something I'm not proud of. I went through her phone while she was in the shower. I found nothing explicit. She had deleted almost every message thread except for a few from coworkers and a contact named S, with no photo. Most of the texts were gone, except one that hadn't yet been deleted. Same time tomorrow? Miss that laugh. I knew who S was. The setup. I decided I needed to know more. So I planned it carefully. She told me she had a late client dinner on Thursday night. I told her I'd be working late too and probably pulling an all-nighter on a code deployment. I kissed her goodbye as she stepped into her Uber around 6:45 p.m. Then I got into my car and followed. Quietly, no lights, no sudden turns. They didn't go to a restaurant. They didn't go to an office. They pulled into a parking garage in a quiet part of town, and just sat there. I parked a floor below and waited. Watched. 5 minutes, 10, 15, then I saw it. Her silhouette leaning into the front seat. His hand on her neck. Her lips on his. The confrontation. I didn't even think. I threw the car in park, ran up the stairs, and stormed their car. I banged on the window so hard I thought it might shatter. Natalie shrieked like she'd seen a ghost. The guy, yeah, Samir, just like I'd guessed, scrambled to zip up his pants. Her lipstick was smudged, hair a mess, blouse unbuttoned halfway. "What the F are you doing?" I yelled. She looked at me, stunned for half a second, then flipped the switch. From guilt to rage in 2 seconds flat. "Are you stalking me? What is wrong with you? This is abuse. You invaded my privacy, you psycho." Samir kept his mouth shut. Smart guy. Looked like he wanted to disappear into the seat. I looked her dead in the eye and said, "Get out of the car. We're done." She laughed. "You're not leaving me. You wouldn't last a week on your own. You'd come crawling back." That was it. That was the moment something inside me snapped. What happens next? I didn't hit her. I didn't scream. I just walked away. The next morning, I met with a divorce attorney. She doesn't know that yet. But she will. I've frozen our joint accounts. Cancelled her credit card. She came home that night acting like I owed her an apology. Part 3. She cheated in an Uber. now she's losing her mind. Hey Reddit, so, a lot's happened in the past 72 hours. When I said in part 2 that things would get unhinged, I underestimated just how bad it would get. Let me walk you through what happened after I cut off the money. The fallout begins. The day after I froze our joint accounts and cancelled her cards, she came storming into my home office like a hurricane. Why the hell can't I pay for gas? Did your dumb account get hacked again? I looked at her, calm. No, I shut them down. We're done, Natalie. And right then, the switch flipped. From yelling right pointing arrow, tears right pointing arrow, threats right pointing arrow, seduction right pointing arrow, guilt tripping, all within 5 minutes. You're really gonna throw away 10 years over one mistake? It didn't mean anything. You've been emotionally unavailable for years. What did you expect me to do? You think anyone else would want you, seriously? It was like watching a snake try on human emotions. I told her flat out. I saw you in the car, Natalie. I don't care what excuses you have. I'm filing. It's over. She lost it, screaming, crying, throwing a mug against the wall. You want to ruin both of our lives because your ego's hurt? Lady, you did that yourself. The escalation. The next day, I got a call from my boss. Apparently, someone had emailed screenshots of fake messages between me and a college-aged intern, suggesting I was involved in grooming behavior. Spoiler. They were totally fabricated, easily disproved, but who else would do something like that? She denied everything, naturally. Oh please, you think I have time to mess with your boring job? But she does have time, because she hasn't worked since last fall. She got laid off and decided she deserved a break. More like, she was spending every day playing house with her Uber boyfriend while I paid the bills. The final straw. 2 nights ago, I came home to find her crying on the couch, wine bottle half empty. I miss us, she slurred. I don't even like Samir, I just wanted someone to notice me. I feel invisible. I just stared at her. Then why do you keep doing it for a year? She went quiet, dead quiet, then suddenly screamed. Because you made me feel like sh*t, that's why. I didn't say a word, just walked upstairs and locked the door behind me. Bonus twist. Today, I found out she's been secretly talking to a divorce lawyer too. But not to negotiate fairly, she's trying to claim alimony and emotional abuse. So now we're at DEFCON 1. I've started collecting every text, every voicemail, every shady move she's made. Lawyer says we've got a strong case for a fault-based divorce due to adultery and malicious intent. I'm going to war. Part 4. My wife's Uber affair turned into a nightmare. She's stalking me now. Hey again, Reddit. Thought I'd be posting the final update, but nope. We've entered full-blown madness. Buckle up. The happy wife act. It started with a call from my coworker. Dude, your wife just came to the office with cupcakes and said she was surprising you for your birthday? First of all, not my birthday. Second, we'd already been living apart for over a week. Apparently, she strolled in with a fake smile, told the receptionist she was Mrs., my last name, and that I'd forgotten my lunch. She tried to get into the back office to wait. Security had to ask her to leave. The car confrontation. That night, she followed me. No joke. I left my gym around 9 p.m. and noticed a black Honda a few cars behind me. I turned. It turned. I pulled into a gas station. It parked across the street. Guess who stepped out? Natalie. In heels, of all things. She marched up to my window screaming. Why are you doing this to me? Then, is there someone else? Are you screwing some gym slut now? I told her if she didn't leave, I'd call the cops. She started crying, again, and pounding on the hood of my car. Screaming. People were staring. I just drove away. Digital war. She tried logging into our old shared cloud storage, then into my email, then into my bank app. She failed all of it, thanks to 2FA and some good advice from my lawyer. But here's the kicker. She sent screenshots of emotional abuse, text messages I allegedly sent her, only they were photoshopped. Badly. Wrong font, timestamp issues, things I never said. One of the fake texts literally said, "You're garbage and I hate your stupid face." Like, come on. What am I, 12? Family drama. She called my mom crying. Told her I was abandoning her while she's mentally ill. Mom almost fell for it, until I sent her screenshots of the actual affair texts with Uber guy. His name really is Samir, by the way, I checked. My family's now 100% on my side. Natalie has zero support left. The breaking point. Just when I thought it couldn't get worse, she showed up at Samir's apartment and slapped him in front of his roommate. He filed a police report. She called me the next day sobbing, saying, "He used me. He never loved me. He said he'd leave his fiancée and he didn't." I laughed. She cheated on me with a guy who was cheating on his fiancée, and now she's surprised. Legal update. My lawyer has filed for divorce. Adultery plus attempted defamation plus stalking equals game over. She's getting nothing. We even requested a restraining order last night after the gym incident. Final part. My wife's year-long affair with an Uber driver ended in total collapse. The divorce hearing. Our court date finally came. Natalie arrived wearing all white, like it was some kind of wedding in reverse. She brought printouts of text messages, photos, and one framed picture of our wedding day, which she placed on the table in front of her like some twisted guilt tactic. It didn't work. My lawyer absolutely obliterated her. Between proof of her year-long affair with Samir, texts, timestamps, witness statements, her stalking, security footage plus police report, attempted defamation, Photoshop texts, forensic metadata, the judge didn't even let her talk much. She tried to monologue about emotional abandonment, but got shut down quickly. Verdict. I keep the condo. I keep the car. No alimony. Mutual assets divided 75/25 in my favor. Restraining order. Granted. The look on her face? Devastated. She left the courtroom in hysterics. Screamed at me in the hallway. You ruined everything, you cold bastard. Security escorted her out. Again. Samir's fiancé. Oh yeah, remember Samir's fiancé? I reached out anonymously after the hearing and sent her everything. She replied, thanks, I had a feeling. He's gone. She moved out 2 days later. His Instagram? Deleted. Apparently, he tried texting Natalie afterward, but she ignored him. Guess she didn't like being the one dumped for once. The letter. 1 week later, a letter showed up at my door. No envelope. Folded neatly in half. Here's a taste. I never meant for things to go this way. I felt unseen, unloved, and discarded. Samir was a mistake, but so were you. I hope you rot in your condo, alone, thinking about how you drove your wife into another man's car. She signed it. Still Mrs., my last name, forever. I laughed, threw it out, and blocked the number she used to send one last text. Remember, you'll never find someone who loves you like I did. She's right, thank God. The aftermath. It's been 3 weeks. I feel free. I joined a hiking club. Started reading again. Reconnected with some old friends I'd lost during the marriage. I sleep peacefully. No late night arguments. No paranoia. Just calm. Happy end. Thanks to everyone who followed this crazy ride. Your comments, advice, and even jokes kept me grounded during some of the worst moments of my life. Stay sharp, Reddit, and if your gut says something's off, listen to it.